Come on, go. All right, so number 7 is actually iTunes and Japanese podcasts. So, and it's not so much about iTunes, but iTunes does do a really great job of organizing and I'll tell you that in just a second. Organizing and having a good selection of podcasts. And so, let's see. Someone asked, Ayla, I don't know. Sorry. Asked, what is a podcast? And a podcast is it's like an audio, kind of like an audio show, and it usually it's just audio from radio shows. And so a lot of times they'll have like just entire shows of like normal radio shows that you hear in Japan. So like for example, I listen to NPR all the time. That's an American radio station, and so I get to hear the entire shows of all these things. And you can do that the same thing with Japan. And so here's how you do it. You got to get an account on iTunes, and you got to download it. And what you got to do is you got to go down to the very bottom of the home of not NPR Japan, NPR America. That's just an example. You got to go down to the very bottom of your home page here on iTunes, and then change your store to the Japan store. And that'll make it so you can have access to Japanese podcasts. And so one thing about this is that you can't actually get music unless you buy, or you could have a Japanese credit card, but you could also buy an iTunes gift card from Japan, but it has to be a Japanese gift card from what I can hear. So, but you can get podcasts no matter what because they are free. So you can go to the podcast section, and the great thing about this is it actually stays in English for the most part, except for the titles and the about sections of the actual podcast. So like the categories will all be in English, makes it really easy. I like to hit the comedy section, and one section that I suggest for a lot of people is actually the children's section. I subscribe to a couple of children's podcasts, strangely, and it's really good because they speak a little bit slower. And they have just a little bit more simple content, and it's good for for people to follow along. If you don't speak much Japanese, you're just starting. It's good to have in the background so that you're hearing it. That's the main thing, and that you're getting used to the sounds of the Japanese language. So yes, Matt, you get them from the Japanese store in iTunes. And so, specific recommendations. I like junk podcasts, what they're called. Yeah. But, I mean, you can't go too wrong with featured things and things that are suggested by the iTunes staff. So yeah. And the great thing is if you subscribe to a bunch of them, you'll always have things to listen to. And it's just good to be able to listen to these things, on a regular basis. So you can hear how Japanese language sounds. And if you do speak a lot of Japanese, then it's great because you're practicing comprehension and listening. So I don't really watch any video podcasts. That's the question Matt asked. I do watch English ones. There aren't as many video podcasts in the Japanese section, I found. And I just watch Live Station if I want to see video. So yeah, I'll fill my iPhone up with Japanese podcasts, and I'll listen to them while I'm driving around because someone stole my radio. Great, right? So that's iTunes. So the next one here, that's good. The next one here is Rikai-chan. If you're studying Japanese and you're not using Rikai-chan, you should definitely give it a shot. Rikai-chan is absolutely amazing. It's a Firefox add-on. So if you don't have Firefox, you need to get Firefox because it's the best browser out there. And so you just download this add-on and add it to Firefox, and you get this little button that you can push. And you hit the button, and then all of a sudden, everything you hover over that's in Japanese, it'll give you a little definition. You can kind of see that on this page here, but we're going to go into a little close-up. So, yeah, sorry, you can't see it too well. But, yeah, so here's this is Twitter, by the way, that I'm using an example. So So the first one here, we have this word. What does it mean? I don't know. So I hit the Rikaichan button, and then I, this kansai word's nice. And then you just hover over the word you don't know, and this one is for journey, and gives you the kanji, the hiragana, and the definition, which is really awesome. So it's great, when you're navigating the Japanese web for just figuring out what's being said for kanji you don't understand. Well, you could download Firefox no matter what you're on. Andrew. So that's it with Rikaichan. It's really great to use. That way you can hang around Nichan if you dare, I guess, and and you can figure out what they're saying, which you probably don't want to do. All right, so the next one is one that actually people were talking about earlier, Denshi Jisho, which is jisho.org. This is just another kanji dictionary, or just another dictionary, and I really like it because it's based off of Jim Breen's dictionary. He uses the same data set for their dictionary, and that's what really makes it great. I absolutely love Jim Breen. I support Jim Breen 100%. He's doing a great job coming up with a great dictionary, but it's a really ugly website, I gotta say. And one thing that Jim Breen does have that Denshi Jisho doesn't is they have a really good translate tool. And when I say translate, I don't mean it actually translate it for you, but you can put in big paragraphs of text, and it'll actually it'll spit out the definitions of all the words. So it's not like it translates it for you, but it'll give you all the definition. May I ask what you said that is a basic dictionary? Yeah, so this is a dictionary. This is just an image of their best feature here, but yeah, it is a dictionary. So let's see. So here we have, So yeah, it's prettier than Jim Breen, but it does lack that translate tool. So there's a picture of a definition. I put in Sadhu. I want to know what that means. Monkey. Oh, there it is. So monkey comes up. So all right, here's the absolute best tool. This allows you to search for kanji by radical, and so all kanji, they have these things called radicals, and so they're like they're basically just parts of the kanji. There's more to it than that, but that's what we'll do for now. So what I'm going to do, or what I did for this presentation, is I actually clicked on some random radicals here, and so for example, I clicked on this radical here, and then down here it actually shows you all the kanji that have that radical, which is absolutely amazing. Before you had to use a kanji dictionary, and it was just the most monotonous, horrible thing in the world. So you click on the radical there, and then what's even better is you can click on another radical to narrow down your search even more. So there I clicked on that radical, and then down here it shows you which kanji have both. And so I thought I'd take it even further. I clicked on one more radical. So I clicked on these 3 radicals, and then the only kanji that's left is this kanji right here that has 18 strokes. And so this is probably the coolest, one of the coolest dictionary tools that I've found so far. And then I clicked on the kanji, and here it is. It tells me what it is. If you want to look up a kanji and it's written down somewhere so you can't copy and paste it, this is absolutely the best way to figure out what that kanji is without asking someone. All right. So that's Denshi Jisho, and I am moving way too fast. What is the longest kanji with the most stroke? I have no idea. I'm sure someone knows that. So the online radical lookup is perfect for me. Sure. I'm just reading off stuff that people are writing. Yeah. What time is it over there, Matt? Oh, that's not too bad. Great. So, let's see. We're going to move on to the next one here. I'm very nervous too, and that's why I talk fast.